Well, hello everyone. Tuwana Nicole here, a servant of the Most High God Yahweh and a disciple of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ. Wanted to pop on and give a quick prophetic word that the Lord gave me this morning. Many of you know we just celebrated Passover last week. We're in the midst of unleavened bread as well as first fruits. Again, Passover represents Yeshua's death. Unleavened bread represents his burial, and first fruits represents his resurrection. And what the Lord gave me was, if we can't feast now, how will we ever feast later? The Lord is very serious about us keeping his will and his way. During Passover in Matthew 26, verses 29, you can also find it in Mark 14:25 and Luke 22:16, he told his disciples, he says, look, truly I tell you, I will drink no more of the fruit of the vine until the day I drink it new in the kingdom of Yah. And what he's referring to in these scriptures is he's talking about the marriage supper of the Lamb. If you ever read Matthew 22 as well as Matthew 25 about the feast, the wedding feast, this is what he's talking about. He's saying he's not going to do this physically with his people again until he does it in the kingdom. And so it's so important that we get prepared, because quite frankly, my brothers and sisters, the feast days are simply dress rehearsals. Just think about getting married. You typically don't go through with the full wedding ceremony without doing some type of rehearsal. And so the Lord has given us feast days to prepare us for that day. Let me share with you a couple other scriptures to help you truly understand this. Revelation 3:20, it says, behold, I'm standing at the door knocking. If your heart is open to hear my voice and you open the door within, I will come into you and feast with you, and you will feast with me. See, this is the thing. The Lord is always wanting to feast with us. The Lord wants to, in other words, he wants to be with us. He wants to spend time with us. He wants to be in relationship with us. And it's only possible if we let him in. Again, he says, here I stand at the door of your heart and knock. Many of you have been getting dreams. Many of you have been getting visions. Many of you have been just feeling an overwhelming desire to start serving. That's him knocking at the door of your heart. And part of the reason why I definitely know this is because personally I experienced this, my brothers and sisters, many years ago. The Lord, this is one of the first scriptures that came to me without me ever reading it. And the Lord was like, look, I'm standing at the door of your heart. Will you let me in? And the Lord is knocking at many of you guys' the door of many of you guys' hearts. And he wants to come in. He wants to feast with you. He wants to dine with you. And so again, he told me to ask you, if you're not willing to feast with him now, how will you ever feast later? And we also know this is true when we read Revelation 19:9. Then he said to me, right, blessed are those who are invited to the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said to me, these are the true sayings of the Most High. Again, if you go back and you read up a little bit further, it talks about, how his bride is getting ready. Look, we can't feast with the Lord later if we're not willing to feast with him now. We know when we read Matthew 25 as well, which is one of the scriptures I told you to go back and read, he says on that day, many are going to say, Lord, Lord, did I not do this in your name? Did I not do that in your name? And he's going to say, depart from me, ye workers of iniquity. And so he wanted me to bring this prophetic word and share with you. And he says, look, if you're not willing to feast with me now, how will you ever feast later? If you found that you've been following the doctrines of men, if you've been going along to get along, you've just been going to church, you call yourself a Christian, but you really don't even know anything about the kingdom, which is what we're supposed to be a part of and what we're preparing for, the Lord wanted me to stop by to encourage you, to implore you. You may need to repent. Come out from amongst this world and be ye separate. Allow him to create in you a clean heart, renew a right spirit within you. And it's only going to be possible if you answer the knock at the door of your heart. The Lord is knocking. Will you answer? Will you allow him to feast with you now so you can feast with him for eternity? I pray you've had an ear to hear. I pray if this word has found you, know that it is for you. And I pray that you take heed to the word If you need an accountability partner, you need someone to help you on this journey. Again, I'm not perfect by no stretch of the imagination, but I've got a made up mind that I'm going to follow the truth, and I'm going to allow it to continue to set me free. And as many who have an ear to hear, I'm going to help them do the same. Look, I love you all. God bless you. I look forward to sharing with you again soon. Have a better, blessed rest of your day. Talk to you later.